fine morning, and this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Perfy. And a big thank you to them. Of course, whatever gadgets you're looking for, we always urge you to go to Franco Trading Enterprise for every gadget. I mean, mobile phones, televisions, CCTV cameras, tabletop fridges, refrigerators, I mean, deep freezers. All that you're looking for, they've got you. You don't have a problem, and they are very authentic as well. So you can actually go to any of their shops and get yours, or you can visit their website, www.Franco Trading Enterprise, for further inquiries. Now, let me tell you, they've made things very simple. You can actually download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app, and when you do this, there's a high possibility that when you purchase your items, the items will be delivered to you at your doorstep. Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Perfy. Now, I'm not here alone. I'm here with Honorable Timothy Awantrib Atabwade, who is representing the NDC. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Great. I thought I'll see you as part of the demonstration yesterday.
Maybe if it was a demonstration, let me say good morning to your viewers, to yourself. I didn't take part because obviously it was a demonstration that was not properly thought through. What is the issue they were demonstrating? To save our democracy according to them and to ensure the independence of the judiciary. I don't know how our democracy is affected when citizens petition a president in accordance with the Constitution and lay down rules to have the Chief Justice position re-examined. I don't know how it affects the democracy. If you compare to the fact that they bastardized the judiciary, and yet our democracy stood the test of time. One Chief Justice who is currently under investigation cannot debase the fact that the judiciary is not independent. The judiciary is independent. As we said this morning, the judiciary is sitting. It's been sitting since we took over power. Cases have been brought before the judiciary. Currently, the Attorney General is prosecuting Kobna Edubuahin and other people who would have been found culpable through the investigation, through the oral that we set up. And the judiciary will not collapse because a Chief Justice is being investigated by a petition that has been brought by rightful citizens of this country. Put any of them in the shoes of these people, whether they would have petitioned. In any case, when the petition was brought, should the president sit on it? Should the president not transmit it? And is the transmission not done in accordance with the constitutional laid-down procedure as if flouted anywhere along the line? Not at all. So what was the demonstration for?
Okay.
What was the demonstration for?
All right, so we'll delve deeper.
When they were in
if you
power,
ask the question, what was the
judiciary were threatened.
All right.
A pregnant woman was forced to move from her seat. An attorney general was caught on a tape conniving with a prosecution witness at the house of a judge.
Anyway,
the judiciary did not collapse.
Honorable, I understand you. I just want to quickly read the news headlines, and then we can go into our other conversation, maybe going to the main topic for this morning. So I'll do the news headlines, and I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper. Protesters want CJ suspension reversed. Ghana throws away 762.32 billion Ghana cedis in food annually, waste higher than global average. And failure to meet Assad declaration deadline, government appointees lose 3 months' salary. Non-compliance by May 7th results in dismissal. And so this is what the newspaper Daily Graphic is reporting. And these are our conversations for this morning. These two topics on the front page of the Daily Graphic happens to be our two topics for this morning as well. I'll do the Graphic Business newspaper next. The Graphic Business. Banks fire 155 staff for theft. BOG report says so. Experts discuss future of food at Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting today. All right, that'll be all for the Graphic Business newspaper. The next newspaper is The Overseer. The Overseer. ADB to strengthen core mandate and lead MSME financial intermediation. intermediation in Ghana, says MD. Government to reverse names of public universities changed under Akufo-Addo. Oh, wow, really? Okay, what's the reason for this? Do you have any idea?
They will cross it. You didn't build any university, and you are naming. It doesn't matter. Okay. It must be done in accordance with.
It's not our topic though. Let me introduce my other guest so that I can get his take on it as well.
You know, he's coming on NDC ticket and I'm also on. So.
Oh, you're also coming on NDC ticket?
It cannot be that the two of us.
Oh.
It's a mix-up.
Oh, wow.
And he's my regional communications.
Oh, wow.
That's
what do I do?
That's my no, let him, because I think today is your first.
Today's your first time, right?
So it's better he represents.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me let you introduce yourself then.
I'm Jonathan. Abdullah Salifu, Upper East Regional Communications Officer.
Nice. Welcome.
Thank you.
First time here.
Yes.
So then today, dear.
So let him, because he's my regional boss.
Oh, wow.
And I've been familiar.
That's my senior brother and former MP, so...
Yes, but in terms of the destiny,
anyway,
at least for the first, he can maintain while I take on other programs.
How? I don't understand.
No, what I'm saying is that he will go on while I go to other station.
You are moving away this morning?
Yeah, because we cannot two NDCs. Where they?
Oh, no, but it's okay. I mean, once you're here, we still have to have a good show. That's the most important thing. So you don't have to leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You don't have to leave at all. Anyway, so since you are here, the reverse of the names of public universities change under Akufo-Addo, is this really necessary?
Oh, let me first of all say good morning to all our viewers, more especially to my fellow comrades and the people of the Upper East. You know, for nurturing some of us. And to my senior brother here, at least they've helped in grooming many of us to where we are today. And to my national boss, Lawyer Sami Jemfi, and his two deputies, including the minister himself. Yes, I think that there's the need to rename some of the universities. You know, our people say that whoever gives birth to a child must give the child a name. So I think that since, I mean, the MPP did not build those universities scheme, they were already having names, you know, they were named. Some were named in accordance with where they are positioned. Sometimes some were equally given names based on, I mean, in consultation with other religious and traditional rulers. But when they came, they decided to make some changes without even consulting broadly. I remember recently when I was coming and I got to the Tamale International Airport, the name had changed because apparently when the president visited, you remember the overlord of Dagbon requested that the name of the airport be changed. That tells you that if the Akufo-Addo government had done broader consultation, the traditional rulers would have equally suggested what name should be given to the airport. So same applies to the universities. We have them all across, including the Tenka universities that were given. Some of them, the names more or less linked to maybe founding fathers of the MPP, which I think shouldn't be the case. So, oh yes.
So what name then do you think should be given?
Oh, I think in consultation with other important individuals in where the university is located, definitely they will propose names, which we will then give to the universities that we intend to rename. Okay, so
when I read a story, it says the Mahama government is preparing to introduce a new bill in Parliament to rename the C.K. Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences and several other public universities across the country.
Yeah.
So this is one of them.
Yeah. C.K. Tedam is located in the Upper East region, specifically in Avrongo. Nobody says C.K. Tedam didn't play his role as a citizen of the Upper East region or Ghana, but I think the government equally deserves a right, you know, to rename it after consulting other individuals that we need to consult.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I continue with more stories on the Overseer newspaper, in the Overseer newspaper, but on the front page. President Mahama launches Code of Conduct for appointees. CJ suspension demo. Mahama has proven that he will preserve democracy. Standogbe assures we will deliver at all costs. New Tor MD says so. And who makes Mahama's final 4 deputies? We see Honorable James Jache-Kwesen, MP for Assin North, and this man actually really went through a lot, a lot 2 years ago. I mean, if he was the most talked about member of parliament during that time, I don't know, but this man has really been through a lot. Another person who also went through a lot with regards to her, seats, it was Honorable Dorcas Afote, who is the MP for Jomoro, who also had issues with her seat. Grace Ayen Sudankwa, MP for Esikado Kentine, and Joanna Jan Kujo, MP for Amenfi Central. Now, Joanna Jan Kujo is the wife of Keche. And so we don't know who actually makes the final 4. Anyway, the next newspaper is the New Republic newspaper. The New Republic. Chaos at Pro-Tokonu rally as Afenyo Markin slaps policeman. Now, this morning, I did say that the police has issued a communique stating that they wanted the assistance of Honorable Afenyo Markin into the investigation of the alleged slap of this policeman. Of course, they are, it's somebody who says arrest, but it's not an arrest, it's an invite. So he assists with it. And yesterday, people were saying that as a member of parliament, you're still not above the law, and so you have to respect who honor is due. You don't take the law into your hands and do all sort of things. But then let's not also forget that, we've heard that it's not as it seems on camera. It looks like it's being blown out of proportion, and so the police says, don't worry, we'll do our investigation and come out with a report on it. We'll talk about it briefly, and we'll show the video to those of you who haven't seen the video as well. James Bond's Asokore Mampo mansion pops up, and Mahama unveils Code of Conduct, banned political appointees from accepting gifts, buying state assets. Now, yesterday, President Mahama had received 2 vehicles, and he dedicated that as well. Wow. But I'm here. Why did he bring it to me?
Maybe at an appropriate time you get one.
Because when I saw...
For the state first, the individuals can follow up.
About me, about state...
Yes, you're part of the state.
I'm a journalist, I'm state.
Certainly, that's what I'm saying, that at appropriate time you get yours.
President John Dramani Mahama, yesterday, when you got, you got 2 cars, you gave it to the state. I am part of the state.
You wouldn't have said that they should give it to me.
You are NDC. I'm not NDC.
But I'm also Ghanaian.
No,
I'm also part of the state. Why didn't you advocate for me?
The next newspaper is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times, a needy fund. Kindly donate to this lady. Yesterday, we spoke about it. Please and please support her. She's Agnes Owusu, and she needs money to undergo surgery. So please support her as well. She's a young budding journalist, and she's suffering from brain tumor, and she needs this money for a surgery, so please support her. Coalition of political parties demo demands reversal of CJ's suspension, and as a declaration, President to dismiss non-compliant appointees launches Code of Conduct. And talking about that, if you know you haven't declared your assets and you're an appointee, you better do so now. The Economy Times newspaper is the final newspaper. Fitch World Bank revised Ghana's growth forecast. Atlantic Lithium and GOG in renegotiation of mining lease terms, and government has no intention to extend IMF program, commits to private sector growth. That will be all for what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Now, yesterday, the demonstration happened where we had 5 opposition parties go on a demonstration. So there'll be a reversal of the CJ's suspension. Now, talking about this, the petition was delivered at the Flagstaff House, and when it was, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Stan Dugbe, received it. We want to take a look at what happened when he received it and the statement that he made, assuring that everything will be at peace, and of course, the right thing will be done. As to what the right thing is, we don't know, but definitely he gave an assurance. Let's take a look.
The atmosphere is charged outside the Supreme Court complex as protesters led by the MPP and allied political parties demand an immediate halt to the process of removing Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. The protesters submitted petitions to the judiciary, parliament and the presidency, warning of more actions if their demands are not met. This protest follows a determination that 3 separate petitions submitted to the presidency establish a prima facie case for the Chief Justice removal. But the MPP is pushing back hard.
We cannot allow John Mahama to politicize our democracy. And they should know that whoever is elected as the president will go with their CJ. And whoever is elected, they will come with their CJ and go with their CJ.
After minutes of chaos and a struggle to squeeze through the single entrance, the protesters made their first stop at the judiciary where they submitted their petition. Minority Leader Alexander Fenyumakin urged the judiciary to consider a nationwide sit-down strike.
Let your conscience prick you so that you would also be the next to protest and do a sit-down strike, because it has happened before when Georgina Wood came and attacked. Chusak rose to her defense, and that stopped that Amon's government.
The protest then moved to Parliament, where the group was received by the Clerk of Parliament.
It is tyranny cloaked in the robes of democracy. His every gesture speaks to a sinister agenda to break the constitution and amend it and prolong his grip on power, abetted by a judiciary he is desperate to capture. In other words, the president is looking forward to using the judiciary for a third term.
Finally, the protesters made their way to the Jubilee House, facing resistance in assessing the inner perimeter. Afenyomakin expressed hope that the presidency would give their petition the serious attention it deserves.
We believe that what is happening is not good for us. This issue of you do me, I do you. There must be an end to retaliatory politics. We hope that it shall receive the needed support for the Chief Justice to go back to her office and do her work.
But these remarks drew a sharp response from Deputy Chief of Staff Stan Dogbe.
That in itself is a very strong message about the democracy that President Mahama wants to instill in our dear country. If it were the case like this over the past 8 years, I'm sure that the retaliatory politics that you talk about wouldn't have been the case. You referencing retaliatory politics is an admission.
So this is what happened yesterday during the demonstration. Honorable, I know you've had your bite on it, so let me go to Ibrahim.
I've not finished bite.
You haven't finished your bite? You let me go to him and I'll come back to you. Okay, please. Your take on what happened yesterday?
With regards to the demonstration?
Yeah, with regards to the demonstration.
Yeah, so for me, I think that the New Patriotic Party, you know, after leaving power, let's say for 4 months now, just decided to go on the street to probably burn some few fat that they had accumulated for the past 4 years. If not, if you look at reasons for these demonstrations, it doesn't hold. I don't see where the president has breached any part of the Constitution. You know, if you read all the relevant portions of the Constitution, that gives the president the power to do what he's doing. He has not in any way breached anything. That is why I'm equally surprised, because one of their colleagues is currently in Parliament, you know, trying to fight this very issue legally. And the minority leader who was leading this demonstration used to be a very good friend to the court. So I am surprised, because this is a man who used to go to court almost every day, and all of a sudden he has forgotten that there are other legal means. I'm not saying that the demonstration is not a legal means, but I mean, the court is there. So I thought he would have equally resorted to the court like he has done in the past. But hey, they say they want to hit the street. But like I said, some of the executives I saw in there, you know, the general secretary, the national organizer, and then the rest, I see it as an opportunity given to, or an opportunity they want to hang on to see whether if they can probably just rebuild their political career. Remember, they are the people who led the MPP into this massive defeat of 30 8.7%. So I think they feel that it's an opportunity they need to hang on to do to some, to carry out some few activities to see whether if they can win the sympathy of some of the delegates and get themselves re-elected. But I think that, we all saw it. The police, the security agencies gave them the opportunity to deliver their petitions in all the 3 areas they went to, from Parliament to the High Court and to, the Jubilee House. I think that we are now seeing real democracy under President Mahama. And for me, I am not surprised the minority leader decided to even talk about retaliatory politics, when there's no need. If not because they did things in the past that probably weren't good. I don't think anybody who was part of the demonstration would have been talking about what others have done or what they have done in the past and the need for them to, or the need for us to look at it in a different angle. So I think the demonstration, by and large, was peaceful. And you read about the Ghana Police Service inviting the minority leader to come and be part of, to come for an investigation. I think that is good. We all saw the video for whatever happened yesterday. People are claiming that the policeman was the first to hit the minority leader. And people are even saying that he hit him so hard that he fell and fainted. I believe if the minority leader had fainted, that would have even been, big news. But unfortunately, I think there's just a spin somewhere. All the same, we're in a democratic dispensation. And as I rightly said, democracy is now being exercised to its highest peak. And they are at liberty to carry on with demonstrations. If they even want to continue today or continue next week, nobody can stop them.
All right. So we've also been joined by Mohammed Bello Drisu, Kintampon North constituency. He's represented the NPP. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
It's good to have you here.
Nice to have you.
Right. First time being here, right?
No,
first time. Okay,
yeah,
me having.
First time
okay, great. But welcome once again. So we are talking about the demonstration that happened yesterday. It was organized by 5 opposition parties. Although, we saw your political party being the main face to it, and we are taking a review of it. So yesterday, were you part of the demonstration? Did you? Okay. So how did it go? Tell us.
It went well, but before that, let me say good morning to your cherished viewers and then my senior brothers who I have joined late, but I still have to apologize to your viewers for that. We communicated to Ghanaians we're going to have our demonstration on the decision of the president to suspend the Chief Justice, which we think it is jeopardizing the good arm of government that represents the judiciary. And so yesterday, we saw a mammoth demonstration where people we do not even expect join us in a crowd, and the whole thing was like, where are these people coming from? It means that it is not just a few people that you will see out there communicating on radio and TV stations who are not happy, but a whole lot of Ghanaians are not happy about the president's decision. So we started at the Supreme Court. We presented our first petition over there. It wasn't just an easy one, because at a point we have to stand at the Supreme Court for about 2 hours before leadership were granted an opportunity to present a petition, or somebody have to come from the Supreme Court and take the petition. I think that point, it was something frustrating, but we understand because from the onset, this is a political party in government, NDC, that does not believe in democracy. They will do everything to jeopardize the beauty of our democracy we've lived to enjoy. But we stood there patiently, waited till the petition was delivered. Then we moved to the Parliament House. It was delivered. Then to the Jubilee House, it was also delivered. So by and large, this demonstration yesterday was, apart from a few scuffles, it was a peaceful one. And we communicated our grievances to whoever that matters. We are hoping that this items that we have stated in our petition would be addressed. Not just being addressed, but would be acted on. Because I have heard a whole lot of people citing the constitutional element, Article 146, that mandates the president or the removal of the Chief Justice. Yes, that is true. But what did Article 296 also says? That it says that upon discretionary powers given to the president or the authority, it shall be done without any malice, capricious, or any ill intent. So when you have a president, at the time he was the NDC presidential candidate, made certain utterances, which today as a president, he's acting on the utterances or the speeches he has made. It predetermines his position today as a president. And that is what we are saying that, yes, you have the Article 146, you can execute that as a president, removal of the Chief Justice. But Article 296 is also cautioning you that even if you want to do that, you should do that without ill intention. So that when your intention already has been declared, made known to the public that you have some kind of hatred for the judiciary or the judicial service, and when you come, you are going to do reshuffle, encouraging your party lawyers to do well and get to the bar, so that they will be promoted to the bench. And then when you come in there, you want to do exactly that. That is what Ghanaians are saying that, yes, considering the constitutional element, Article 296, this president is not doing well for the judiciary. That is the third arm of government. As for being the president, you have to be elected by the people. It's so political. Being a member of parliament, you have to represent your political party before you become a member of a speaker of parliament. This is established. But being a judiciary or the Chief Justice, you don't have to belong to a political party. But if today he has come and cut the whole thing as though one have to be a member of a political party before he become a Chief Justice, and therefore must be removed at all costs, then that is where Ghanaians and many of us have problems with the president's decision. And we are calling on him.
Removed here yet, right?
But the process already, where have we gotten to? The suspension of the Chief Justice.
You don't have faith in the process?
Of course, we don't have faith in him. Not the process.
You don't have faith.
We don't have faith. We don't have faith in the president. Because he has already declared to us his intention. So why can we have faith in him?
Is it not the committee that makes it?
The president has taken the decision according to him and according to the constitution in consultation with the Council of States, and then went ahead to suspend the Chief Justice. But I am saying that these processes are being established by the Constitution. But let's not forget what the Article 296 also said about the Constitution 146. That is it.
Yeah.
Even if you want to do that, at least have we not had in this country where several petitions have been referred or have been made to the president, but he gave them a waive? Have we not had that in this country? When a petition, the content of the petition does not merit to be acted on, please dismiss it, and then we move on the country. Is it the only problem we have in this country where we have to remove our Chief Justice and bring in another one?
All right, Bello Idrisu, let me go to Honorable Timothy Awantrim.
Interesting submissions. He says that we do not believe in democracy, and that if the content of the petition does not fall in line with their thinking, it should be thrown into the dustbin. Very interesting. These are people who boycotted the 1992 Constitution when we were drafting it. Today they want to pay democracy to us. These are people, when they get power, they bastardize state institutions, steal from the state, and create mayhem, destroy the state, and come around to tell us that we don't believe in democracy. It's an irony to sit and listen to them. Look, when we talked about resetting this stuff, it's not just resetting institution, even resetting our mindsets to the fact that we must ensure that constitutionalism is indeed working. The Constitution says that explicitly clear, and I don't think the MPP know law more than the lawyers who are advising the president. Professor Kuku Azan is replete in both social media and print media about how constitutional lawyers have said, even just yesterday when I was listening to the processes the president has followed up to today, he hasn't faulted any one step. They want to rewrite the Constitution and direct. The president does not take instructions from failed MPP government. They cannot pretend to be preachers of democracy and rule of law when it was given to them. What happened? Like I stated earlier, a certain judge, pregnant woman, was forced to flee away from her seat because MPP hoodlums who had committed a crime brought before stormed the court. If that is not a bastardization of the judiciary, what is it? A whole attorney general was caught on tape in the Supreme Court judge house, coaching a witness to come and tell lies. If that is not bastardization, what is it? They should give us a break. They do not even know the content of the Constitution. And what they did yesterday was an embarrassment because they do not even understand.
How is that an embarrassment? It's
an embarrassment because if your minority, they're saying that you do me or do you politics, it means they did. Is that what they meaning? I cannot say, Rosalind, you do me or do you. If Rosalind hasn't done it to me, I will not do it to her. It means they did. Because you don't have any concrete. That's why he was fumbling to give explanation as to why they were presenting the petition. Because no one step has been missed. The Constitution is clear. You are bastardizing a process that is set by the Constitution itself. This is the procedure for me to go.
But yesterday we also heard that they said actually that they know, or there is some sort of leak or communication, or I'm trying to get the better word for it, that President Mahama wants to serve a third term.
So we serve third terms through courts.
Reason why he's trying to take the CJ out and then have his own, Chief Justice put there so that the Constitution can be changed to fit him.
You see, they do not even understand. If President Mahama wants to go to third term, we have 2/3 majority in Parliament. We'll use the 2/3 to change it. We are not going to have recourse to the court. We'll use the 2/3 in Parliament to change it. You can only send Parliamentary Act to the Supreme Court to do what? For interpretation. So if Mahama wants to go the third, what are they afraid about? The people of this country cannot be taken for granted with flimsy figment.
Is this
Why should that be? We have not even started. And you are talking about the fact that someone wants to go the third term. He's been given 4 years. The people of this country are marking him. We have just done 4 months. We have not even started spending our budget that we have presented. You are talking about a third term. Is Mahama himself not tired? I don't think that is the issue. They just do not have. And if it is so, the people of this country will speak. That's why I told you. They've forgotten that we have 2/3 in Parliament. The 2/3 can use to promulgate a law and say that we are changing the terms of from the 4 years to 10 years or to more.
Okay.
So where is that thinking come from? It's a figment of their imagination.
All right, maybe
they do not have any reason to talk about that. And I think they should be helping this country move forward.
Maybe Bello Idrisu knows where this is coming from. Bello?
It is coming from the intention and what is conceived by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. His position today is so terrifying to the extent that we cannot believe in him. Look, my brother has mentioned that our processes or our petition shouldn't have been, at least it's a figment of our own imagination and those kind of things, but that is not true. Having 2/3 or the huge number in Parliament, you will still have to go to the Supreme Court for an interpretation of the law. Because when you look at the law that a president should serve as 2 terms, there is a vacuum or a lacuna in that clause. It did not say consecutively, it did not say 2 terms when there is a break. So at any point, the Supreme Court interprets it that it should be consecutive. It means that President Mahama still stands a chance to contest in the next election.
Okay, and that's what
the NDC is seeking to do.
And that's what the MPP too wants to prevent from happening, right?
That is what Ghanaians want to prevent.
Okay.
That's what Ghanaians want to prevent, because yesterday demonstration was not only NDP.
Five opposition parties.
Yes, so it is what Ghanaians want to prevent. Look, you can have the Chief Justice, you can have the majority in Parliament, but there will still be elections. 2028, Mahama can still, 2028, Mahama can still be the candidate, but there will be general elections. The verdict of Ghanaians passed on John Mahama would reflect today what we are experiencing, the kind of economy we are experiencing, the doomsday we are experiencing. Yesterday, I listened to one of your brothers, it is your brother on one of the sister stations. He said at a night, he experienced 42 times of doomsday. At a night, 42 times of doomsday. Today, the price of cement has gone higher than it used to be. So, considering all these factors, it tells you that people will not accept the NDC or whatever candidate or whoever candidate they bring in 2028, even if it is he, Mr. Mahama. But we are saying that
the other parties, the five political parties, opposition political parties that went to demonstration, should not be scared if John Dramani Mahama is presented as a flag.
We are not scared of John Mahama being presented as a candidate, but we are scared to protect our constitution.
Right.
We are protecting the constitution so that it does not take somebody's own interest to jeopardize the beauty of a democracy and in the constitution we have. That is what we are doing. Right. So at any time a president comes, he can take the law into his or her own hands and then work and change an element in the constitution from a personal vendetta. That is what we are preventing. Okay. It is not whether we are afraid of John Mahama. We beat him before. So it was just let me say, a home and away match. So it does not mean that 2028, if he stands, he's still going to beat us. No. But we are protecting and defending our constitution. Okay. That's exactly what we did yesterday. And we'll be doing that going forward. If they refuse to listen to us, this thing will be repeated in every region and at a number of times that we can do it for every Ghanaian to get the clear meaning of what the Constitution says and the clear intention of what the NDC and John Dramani Mahama wants to do to our judicial system. Right. That's what we are seeking to do, and we'll do that accordingly. Right.
I just want to find out from you, you know, this is not just one political party, five political parties.
Maybe one and a half. Yesterday, apart from Mr. Palu, I saw join them on stage. I didn't see any of the other political parties.
You never know. Maybe they are not the leaders of the political party, but they are members. Maybe, no, they are members that you don't know them. So for all you know, they are members of other political parties that decided to partake in this.
NDP was there. NDP was there.
You didn't even give them an opportunity.
He spoke. Right. You didn't follow it from the beginning. He spoke yesterday. He even spoke before Akwalu.
Yeah. That's not a bone of contention. But you see, first of all, let me say there's nothing like a third term for President Mahama. So they should stop. I know they're afraid of President Mahama. Looking at the margin he gave them in the 2024 general elections, they would not like to see him come contest again. Because, I mean, 38%, 38.7, right? If he is to contest again, you are likely to get around 25. Okay? So I know that is their fear.
But let's also put it on record. Ghanaians are the ones that go and vote.
I agree. But we are all Ghanaians. Okay? Yeah. Let's put it on record that President Mahama has not indicated anywhere that he's interested in going for a third term. And in fact, I have heard senior members of our political parties, people in responsible government, in responsible position, have said that President Mahama would not go for a third term. And President Mahama doesn't need to go for a third term in order to do something better for the people. He's already doing it. And my brother is here, he knows. I have a daughter who is in the university. Next year, I will not pay school fees. That is a fact. Because, she was supposed to go for free this year, but because of the transition and all that, government couldn't pay early enough. And because of the time we read our budget and other factors. Now, that has been moved to next year. Next academic year, which will be level 2. So if he has any relative who is equally in the university or any of the tertiary institutions, my brother will be benefiting. Okay? Free sanitary pads, over 2 million procured, that is being distributed free of charge. You are a woman, you understand the importance of, ladies having sanitary pads. That is very important. And he knows that we are already on it. Other social intervention programs are being rolled out day in and day out. Look, national apprenticeship. And let me make it clear that if you want to send a relative or somebody you are taking care of to go and learn any skill work, you pay between 1,000 and 1,500 for the person to be trained. President Mahama says, go for free training. I will even give you stipends to commute from your home to place of work and back home. When you are done with the training, I will equip you. And if you need capital to boost your business, I will link you to the Jumara program where you can get money. Some pay with your pay there, as the accounts will always say. How about the one who would be? Okay, this is including. So I think my brother, when he talked about the economy, I wish he had not even gone there. Today, what is the exchange rate? I think you left it at 16 or 17 cedis. We are talking about 13.9, 13.8. You know the savings businessmen are doing, are making out of it? Fuel, how much is a gallon of fuel today? At least it used to be 70 cedis, 72, 75 cedis. Today, we are talking of 58, 60 cedis. That is huge savings. You are talking of the economy. We have just started. And look at the economic indicator. In fact, the IMF just praised us for being able to manage the economy for, the past 4 months. And for the demonstration, like I rightly said, it is their democratic right. And he says, oh, Ghanaians don't want it. Which Ghanaians? Do you have any scientific proof to that? In fact, Info Analytics Solution says that 51% of Ghanaians want the Chief Justice to be removed. We can even rely on what somebody has, research on.
But is it not fair to say that they have to protect, the Constitution? Because he said that's what they are trying to do.
What is the Constitution?
That's the aim.
He made reference to Article 296C, who talks about discretionary power.
No, but what did they protect?
Discretionary power.
What part of it is violated?
President Akufo-Addo exercised this same Article 296 in the past.
But without malice.
Oh, is President Mahama doing it?
Without malice.
How do you
Without malice. Without being prejudiced, without being predetermined. His statement he made on the 22nd August 2022.
That what?
When he met people with at the Portal region. No, not before. No, that's the second statement.
Which one?
I'm saying that the first statement he made was at home.
That one.
That he has lost interest and confidence in our judicial system. Then the second time he met with the NDC lawyers and encouraged them to do more. And today he's acting on those things. So that is what he's been predetermined. His mind has been predetermined.
Okay.
So his action is today known by the statement he made yesterday.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And in the court of law, when you have an intention, it can be used.
Exactly.
Unless the intention is proved and tested, it's not just by intention.
But that's what he's doing.
I'm coming. So if you have your figment intention and you say that it's AB, the court should use it, it's frivolous.
But they've seen the process, and that's why they are saying...
The process is where? Which part of the Constitution has been bastardized? Tell me one point, just one word. Just one word. You cannot come out and say that, look, you are protecting a Constitution. How do you protect it? There are ways by which the Constitution can be protected. Is that what you are doing? Or you are just doing it because you want to test your popularity after you have lost so much power? You want to see whether the people are still with you. Which is which? Let us be serious in this country. And no one is going to take these explanations. You are talking about his intention and that he said this on a platform. I've said it here, Rosalind. No one can remove the Chief Justice. No one can remove any member of the judiciary. If you do not violate the Constitution, there's no one. Nobody can remove you. If the petition they lodge against what is her name, Madam Tokonu, if they are found to be frivolous, they will not remove her. No one has time. Your mama has no time. The NDC has no time in removing. The question is this: if the four of them had lodged petition with the president, and the president sits on them like he's telling the president to do, how would we feel? Are we not citizens? Are we not taxpayers? If our rights have been violated in the course, look, the judiciary. You are talking about, about violation. President Nana-Addo alone appointed 108 judges out of the 113. Who choked the court and for what purposes? You appointed partisan...
Court judges? Are you talking about Supreme Court judges?
You are even talking about partisan card-bearing members. Yesterday, I sent a message to your little questions.
I want to
the partisan card-bearing members. There's this judge, Simon Srubare. I call him my father. He has been in the judiciary on the bench for 30 years. 30 years. He was a chairman of the regional tribunal, rooting from northern region, upper east, upper west at the time. This man, if that is your brother, If it is my father, and I call him my father because I know what he has done for me, he used to even pick me in his car. The man has been on the bench for more than 30 years. You think you've done justice to such a fellow? You came and people who are their juniors, you are promoting them over them. If you were in the same soup, look, all of us will work. Maybe you're with GS, I'm with GS, he's a nurse and so on. Junior nurses, can they promote them over us? And we are working for the people of this country. How would you feel the pain? What is the justice? What is the fairness in that system? Please, when you people come out and you should give us the modicum of respect and think that we also think. You don't know the law more than the lawyers who have spoken. Yesterday you called one of them. They don't know the law more than any of these people. They should give us a break.
They didn't say they know the law more.
No, continuous, because if you keep saying that you want to prevent, you are protecting Constitution, they should tell us exactly where the Constitution has been violated. What is happening? We are doing constitutional.
He's sitting here. He can tell us exactly.
What are you violated?
Maybe you don't know.
Tell you. Mahama gave promises, his 25 promises, the social contract with these people. And he has done just that. Where he has fallen short, yesterday I heard a lot of people complaining and so on and so forth. You understand? He will keep the leanest government, he has done that. He will reduce the cost of the bureaucracy, he has done that. A lot of promises are being rolled out. In fact, these are the things the people of this country who voted for him are waiting for him to implement. And they are benefiting from it, like he enumerated some of them this morning. Yesterday, he launched the code of conduct for public servants who are into the categories of where the Constitution prescribes, so that you live, because by and large, the people of this country want to see less corruption in government appointees. No. You cannot have one. Rosanna, listen to me this morning, my brother. I'm listening to you very well. You cannot have one appointee. I'm doing a bit of research here, that's why. Allegedly stealing over 200 million Ghana cedis for yourself. Look at the case of Dubois. You are not demonstrating to get him prosecuted. You are not demonstrating to get all those people who shredded this country into every institution is gone.
I thought Dubois they are deserting.
So for me, under investigation. No. What I'm saying is, Rosalind, get me clear.
He's under investigation.
The people of this country who have suffered 8 years under this government must be given the respect that what we are doing, we are not violating any law. The people want to ensure, like he said, the city is rising against the dollar. Look at the amount of money it's saving. If you were importing 10,000 worth of goods and you were paying 160,000 because the dollar, the city was at 16 cedis per dollar. And today, the dollar is 3.89. Check the difference, see the amount of money that will be in your pocket. Check the difference. If we're buying fuel at 70, it's now 50. Check the differences in that. That is what the people of this country want to. And what President has done, if you had violated, people will say it. You cannot tell me that all the lawyers within
but Honorable, that's why he's here, to let us know.
So for me, my brother, maybe no one is the Chief Justice, but the Chief Justice, just like any of us, the Constitution has processes to protect. That's why it's not easy to remove it.
Okay.
It is not easy at all.
All right.
If he hasn't done anything wrong, your mama can say on a platform,
that's fine.
You can't do it.
Okay. Now, he says, they want to know exactly where in the Constitution they are violating.
Let me refer him to one of the petitions. One of the items in one of the petitions said that the Chief Justice, Justice Tokono, has recommended to the President for the appointment of 2 judges to the Supreme Court.
5. It's 5.
And on that basis, the Chief Justice has acted incompetent, and her behavior does not sink in line of what the Ghanaians were expecting of her. Granted, few days ago, how many judges did President Mahama appointed? Who advised him? An acting Chief Justice. So when a substantive Chief Justice who has gone through the mill of vetting by Parliament, approved and confirmed and sworn in, cannot advise a president, cannot recommend to a president for the promotion of justice or judges, but an acting Chief Justice can do that. You consider that one as a petition and then suspended the Chief Justice and went ahead to do what another Chief Justice or acting Chief Justice have recommended to you. This intention, what do you think of it? What do you think of it? So when we are talking about the intentions of Mahama, of President Mahama, this is exactly what we are referring to. If you know and you can admit that a Chief Justice is not supposed or at a time cannot recommend to a president for the promotion of judges, why then would you take that from an acting Chief Justice? Why? So that is where we have a problem. And when we are talking about protecting our constitution, exactly these are the things we are referring to.
Okay.
Yes, he's talking about the processes. Nobody is talking about the process. That one is it's been established. It's been established by the Constitution, Article 4.1 and 146. Yeah. I stated explicitly that this is the process to remove a Chief Justice. You can apply them, but don't forget about what Article 296 will also tell you, that you have the arbitrary power. You have it, but you should not let your discretion power be affected by any malice or any capricious. That is exactly what we are talking about. Okay. So when your action today is predetermined by your position yesterday, then we have an alarm to blow. Okay. Isn't it so? So if it is so and we are doing it, why then will somebody come and say that, oh, what we are doing is a figment of our own imagination? That is not true. That is not true. We are only referring the president to what he made earlier and what he's acting on it today.
Okay, so
that is it.
So the acting, it's just because of his comments he made earlier, but the process, there's no problem with it.
The process of suspending the Chief Justice, we disagree. With the suspension of the Chief Justice. It may be in the Constitution. It's when the Constitution is talking about discretion powers. So when the Constitution is saying that the discretion, the president can use his discretion. Here, excuse me, there is an application of common sense. The discretion comes with an application of common sense. Whether you choose to do it or you choose not to do it. But considering the circumstances of the environment or even the gravity of what has been presented to you, Mrs. Charlotte Osei was removed. But in that process, she was never suspended. She was allowed to stay in office, discharge her work and duties as but
the process of her removal is different from the process. I
am saying that. I'm talking about the Mrs. Justice Tukonu could have been allowed to stay in office,
but discharging her duties.
So you see why we are talking about the Constitution and why we are protecting it. Just few days when you suspended the Chief Justice, you had an opportunity to recommend or promote 7 judges. Just few days when you have suspended the Chief Justice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So it means that with this kind of thing, you can do more. You want to do more. Like you have said that you want to promote more of the NDC to the bench.
We just want to know for
they are Ghanaians. They are Ghanaians.
Hold on.
They are Ghanaians.
I just want to.
We are all Ghanaians.
Hello, I just want to find out, and I know a lot of Ghanaians want to find out from you. This one in particular, the process. Is it being followed?
As established by the Constitution?
Yes.
At a point, it's being followed.
It's being followed.
because when you are an object, when you're an object in a petition, it would have been fair for you to be served a copy of the petition, so that you can read and respond appropriately. You don't have to call for it.
Okay, you don't have to call for it, okay.
You don't have to call. So at the time when the president sat on the petition, until when the Chief Justice came out and said, no, I have not been served the petitions against me. So at what point can I respond to them?
And she was given. So she was served.
Why would she have to call for the petition?
Okay. But after she called for it, was she given?
She was, and she responded.
Good.
So
Okay. Now, we know that there was a committee, right? First of all, it was a Council of State that did a recommendation of what to happen. Now, after that, the committee has been set. And, of course, what the Constitution says, when the committee is set, of course, the president can decide to put the person on suspension as investigation is ongoing. So you step aside for investigation to be ongoing. And we just want to find out, has the process been marred in any way?
On that score, the process has still been followed.
Okay, that's all I want to know. We'll read a few messages, but you want to make a quick point?
Oh, yes.
You
see,
if the people
I'm really surprised.
Yes.
You see,
do you think Mahama would have still gone out?
You see,
no.
But he, Mahama, could have been back.
Okay, Bello and Honorable, please let him make his point. Honorable, please let him make his point. Please, he's on the floor. Make a point. Yeah.
That the processes have been breached. The Constitution has not been breached.
Oh, no, please. Please.
Yes, please let him make his point.
The processes is still being followed. And like you rightly pointed out, the 5-member committee is now to sit and look into the matter. Which of them don't you trust? Is it Justice Scott? Is it Justice Samuel Kwame Adibu? Or which of them?
Which of them?
That you don't have trust in. No. You see, until the processes are exhausted, and you feel that, oh, maybe from this part of the process, maybe it was the woman was not given fair hearing. In that case, you can complain. But I don't really know what the MPP wants. Because you see, when they see that they are losing the debate, they even want to run to seek for gender cover. They say, oh, she's a woman. Oh, let's look at it from the gender point of view. And let her go. I mean, there's no need to even investigate her. This is just an investigation. We have all faced disciplinary committees, right?
Okay.
I mean, in the past.
Right.
When you are called to come and answer.
I haven't faced yet.
No, I have done. I mean, and I believe he as well. and facing it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes when you are invited, it doesn't mean that you have really committed any crime. Sometimes you need to go and explain. You can even go as a witness. It doesn't mean anything. So if you are called to come and explain, and you get there, it is a matter of you telling the committee what you know and what you don't know. And in this case, petitions have been forwarded.
But then you see, out of what people fear,
yes.
Let's even take out the political angle.
Yeah.
You know, when we remove a Chief Justice, there's a certain precedent that has been set. Now, when this precedent is set, of course, if we don't take care, every government that will come will now want to put their person there.
Rosalie, it was not the first time we saw the Madam Charlotte say as EC boss being removed.
So that's
no. Let me come.
I get you, but
yes.
I'm just saying. Wait, Bello,
There's always a first time in doing everything.
Please hold on.
Rosalind.
Gentlemen, I just want to ask a question. Yes. Gentlemen, hold on. I'll read a few. Wait. I'm pleading with you. Wait, Gentlemen, please hold on. I just want to ask a question. I'm pleading with you. Thank you very much. So, out of this comment that you made with regards to Madam Charlotte Osei's removal, because of that, now a lot of NDC...
No, you said because it is going to be the first time.
I'm coming.
That is why I made reference to Madam Charlotte.
1 second.
Yes.
Out of that removal, there are so many NDC that are on social media calling for the head of Madam Jean Mensah.
It is
and they actually make reference to the removal of Madam Charlotte Osei.
There's nothing.
So now when we go for, when we see this happen with the Chief Justice, are we not going to see this happen again under another government?
You see, Rosalind, let's put it on record that if there are petitions for the removal of any judge, any superior court judge, or anybody occupying any of those positions, and the president feels that what has been put before him, there is enough evidence for him to act, he will.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Charlotte Osei, I mean, just remember, okay, when Honorable Kennedy Ajapon even called her names, made a lot of flimsy excuses, insulted her, bastardized her, and called for her removal, are you telling me that it is based on what your members of the New Patriotic Party, said about Madam Charlotte say that is why President Akufo-Addo removed her. No, let me ask. Is that why President Akufo-Addo
when a member made a statement as compared to a presidential candidate?
All right, gentlemen. Now let me read a few. Let me read a few comments, gentlemen.
Akufo-Addo never. No.
Let me read a few comments.
Not true. Unless
gentlemen.
And he has had cause to even disagree with judgment.
All right, so I'll read a few comments that are here. Good morning. Good morning, Roslyn. Trust you're doing good. Please ask the MPP rep how many people petitioned Anado and JM respectively. Are petitions against her legitimate? If she presides over justice and she's flouting the rules, then we are not safe in Ghana, dear. Do you know some people are jailed for 2 years because of plantains and cassava? Good morning, Joy Prime. Yesterday's demonstration was very massive. Mahama and his NDC promised to sack the CJ and bring their own. It's not about due process, it's the intention behind it. Christian from Sanduma. Good morning, Madam Rose. You see, the reality is that you can still be following due process, but undermining the Constitution. Her removal is premeditated. The NDC is hiding behind due process to remove the CJ, and I'm certain she will be removed. The entire NDC and the #1 gentleman in the country, the president, wants her to be removed, and she will be removed no matter the decision from the so-called political committee. It is purely a politically motivated removal and witch hunt, as they want to pack the court with its members as promised by the president when he was campaigning for the presidency in order to balance the judges. He started by appointing the 7 Supreme Court judges as a few months ago. The entire NDC was against the appointment of new judges as they said the number was okay. So what has changed? The NDC can even remove all judges and prevent lawyers suspected to align to the NPP from practicing, but they should continue to be in power forever. If not, whoever will be appointed as Chief Justice by the NDC, even if they appoint the former President Nanado as a CJ, will also be removed no matter what, as it will happen to the current CJ by the next NPP government. Thanks very much, Nanton Du. Good morning. Everyone, the Constitution must be protected. So MPP, please produce the Honourable Abdullah Salifu impersonator in Parliament. Or please, Abdullah Salifu has said that she was in Parliament herself. And so once she has said so, we cannot say that it was an impersonator. I'm sorry. OPK Patriotic Voices go. So regards to Dr. Digitalization, Baumia and Mr. Mankwa Jarias Isaac, NPP Sunyane West Constituency, second Vice Chairman and incoming NPP Bono Regional Organizer. Those NPP appointees who couldn't meet the 31st March deadline in the declaration of the assets have an intention to loot taxpayers' money, and we are waiting for the second deadline, which is tomorrow, and the minority parties' demo on Save the Judiciary was successful. So Mahama and NDC should do the needful, because we are in democracy and not in military rule. Their research of Ghana is negative, bringing more hardships on Ghanaians. Regards to Honorable Hawa Kumsin. All right. The MPP man is misinforming the public by saying the president nominated 7 judges to the Supreme Court. Rather, he said appointed. Okay. Which is not true upon the advice of the acting CJ. It is rather the Judicial Council that will advise the president, not the CJ, so he's totally wrong. The Article 290C he quoted, he doesn't understand it because the Supreme Court has ruled on it for more than 10 times and the president has not gone contrary to that article. Ask the MPP guy what undermining the Constitution means. Okay, this is from you. For you. Okay, good morning, Madam Host, Joy Prime, Y2 representative from NDC. Okay, so this is what happened. There was a bit of miscommunication, and so we want to apologize. But once they all got here, we were not going to let them go because they've, spent time, stayed in traffic to be here. That's why this happened. So we are very sorry, okay? It wasn't supposed to have happened. So if you saw our flyer, you would have seen there's 1 rep from NDC and 1 rep from MPP. But once they were they all got here. We had to do this. So we are very sorry. We apologize, all right? Good morning, Roslyn. Asemo, we don't understand this current MPP members because they are trying to tell us when it's them, it's okay. But when it's NDC, it's not. In government, they lied in opposition too. My regards to my sister, Zanetta Rollins boy. Okay. Good morning. It's scary how the MPP man believes everything he's saying. Article 294 requires the president to get 75% votes in a referendum before changes can be made to term of office of president. The NPP, with all its lawyers, know this, but because of propaganda, the truth has left their mouth. For a party that review means cancel, I'm not surprised. And please, there's an article in the Constitution that talks about appointments of Supreme Court justices, and nowhere does it say the Chief Justice should recommend to the president who to appoint. It's the Judicial Council and not CJ. He is wrong. Okay, so Musa Abattoir said, this is, in my view, one of the least impactful demonstrations I've witnessed in Ghana in recent times. Their demands, among other concerns, appear to contravene Article 1465 of the Constitution, which clearly states that the president may suspend the judge while the process is ongoing. Once a prima facie case has been established, it is surprising that they have not objectively engaged with the facts. This seems more reflective of internal political frustrations than a genuine commitment to upholding constitutional rule. I'll read just one more and then I take my seat. Good morning, Rosalind. To set the record straight, $1 was 14.7 cedis as of January 6th, 2025, during which a bag of cement was 86 Ghana cedis. Today, $1 is 13.8 cedis and a bag of cement is 130 Ghana cedis. So why celebrate a strong cedi when prices of goods and services are not dropping? Richie P from Tichiman. All right, so I'll come back again and I'll read more messages that are coming in. You can still keep your messages coming in. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for always having our back. Whatever gadgets you're looking for, just go to Franco Trading Enterprise and they will have you covered. All our gadgets are very, very authentic. Don't forget that. And so you can be rest assured that we are not buying fake. You can download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app. Simply download this on your phone to make things very easy, very simple for you, and you are good to go. We also have Mother's Day that's going to be happening here, and I'll tell you more about it before we end the show. But before then, also, the police has issued a communique saying that they've invited Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin to assist investigation into the viral demonstration video. What they said was that the Ghana Police Service has reviewed several video footages on an alleged assault on a police officer by Honorable Afenyo-Markin during the just-ended demonstration. Following the review, the service has written to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament requesting the release of Honourable Alexander Afenyo-Markin to assist ongoing investigations into the alleged incident. The officer in question will also be assisting the investigation. All right, so this is what the police said about it. Briefly, I'll just 1 minute take on that, and then we can move on to our next topic. So, Honourable Timothy, I want to take on. This. Just 1 minute.
Yes, I'll divide my minute. But you see, in the case of he's saying that we have an agenda to remove Charlotte Ose. I remember Samson Ladia and then Kwekuba who went to court. What was their court? They were saying that the crime for which they were saying that Charlotte Ose committed that merited her removal was not part of the object of the law setting up the Electoral Commission, which indeed this was the case of the procurement, and that was why they went and lost and so on. That is for history. I just want my brother to understand. And to equally understand the discretionary authority was talking about, they said that discretionary authority must be exercised in a candid manner, in a fair manner. As all this has not been followed in the case of the Chief Justice, it has been followed. He asked for 7 days, we gave him 10 days, and so on. So the process is on. No amount of obfuscation of the issues can distort the processes. If he hasn't done it, no one can remove it. And to say that if you come, we are setting a precedent, you are going to remove Chief Justice that we have put there, it cannot happen. They are blowing hot air. If you come and the fellow he has not committed, he has not violated the Constitution, MPP cannot remove them because a Chief Justice was removed some time ago because he has violated. Talking about the fact that a petitioner is saying that, where on earth have you seen a Chief Justice writing and signing and recommending to the President to put these judges on the Supreme Court? Where on earth? Which democrats are they taken from? Are they taken from the US, from Britain, where we had our colonial umbilical cord broken? Which judge in the world, which Chief Justice writes to the President and say that they should put 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bench. What was the intention of doing that?
All right, let's
put those things aside. But for me, all the time when there are demonstrations, people who violate the process of demonstration, they have been asked to cooperate with the police to do the investigations. And I think no one is above the law. The allegations of the minority leader slapping or punching a police officer, he knows the law and he knows the immunities a member of parliament is under. He cannot come under the cover of the immunity of parliament and say that he cannot be invited and that the speaker must write and so on. What he did, if it is an assault, then I think that the police are right to invite him to investigate the matter to ensure that justice is fair. And when justice is being dispensed, it does not matter your status, your privileges in society. Once you commit a crime against the state, you should be brought to find out the truth or otherwise of the matter. Right. So that it will serve as a deterrent to would-be people who would want to take law enforcement agencies for granted and begin to issue assault to them. I think it's the right thing that IGP did. I would have been surprised if he didn't invite him.
All right, thank you. Bello? Just 1 minute.
I think we have more serious thing to concentrate and develop Ghana than channel our energy in fighting the Chief Justice. Before the NDC won elections, they campaigned on several platforms, and their policy or campaign was purely against Galamsey. They told us that they have all the ideas to remedize the strength at which Galamsey was growing in this country. Ghanaians bought into the ideas and committed power into their hands. But what are we seeing? In their 4 months of stay in office, what is the state of our water bodies? What are they doing to make sure that we have a reverse of that thing they promised us? We want to see Ghana having clean water so that in the village where I come from, people that drink from the stream, that today the black voter has been so mad that it has never witnessed, even in the days of the NDC or of the MPP, that these people told us that Galamsey was in its high peak. What are they doing about it? A few weeks ago, we had a group that staged a demonstration. What action has the president taken against that? We are calling on the president. There are more critical things we need in this country than where he is channeling his energy to. People want us to hail them because the city is doing well. Yes, that is true. But what about the prices of commodities in the ordinary market?
Okay, can we switch into the...
No, it is very important.
I know, but you have just 1 minute to touch on this because I have to...
Yeah, so I am ending my 1 minute.
No, I need you to talk on this one too, please.
Okay.
Yes, what Honorable Afenyo marking, the police has invited him. So I just wanted you to wrap this.
That's fine. I'll end with that one. The prices of commodities in the ordinary market. Today, people who were able to start building in Akufo-Addo's time have not been able to continue. Why? Because price of cement has gone high. And we want us to hail ourselves. Today, people who could sleep in light can no longer have access to light. But they pay for the light, and their homes are in darkness. What are we doing? I think we have a lot to do. And it's where President Mahama is putting his concentration on. That's why Ghanaians are expecting him to be. In the case of Honorable Afenyo Markin, this is a man with all dignity, a man that everybody knows that he will never come to the front line or the media and at least make any kind of misrepresentation. So it is fair. He has communicated his story. The police has also communicated their story, and then inviting him to assist in investigation. We all know the process of getting a member of parliament out of his duty. One, it has to go to the Speaker of Parliament. Then the Speaker of Parliament will now sanction that before a member of parliament can be taken for investigation. We know it is not because he is a leader of the political party, or it is not because he, as for now, is the object in that matter.
The police has done, right?
That is it. So that is it. And if that due process had been followed, Afenyomarkin would call or would head to their call and will assess the investigation. Okay. If he's not ready to assess the investigation, he wouldn't have, in the first place, outlined or even exposed it yesterday. It means that for his actions to expose it yesterday, to communicate it yesterday, it means that he is ready to assess any kind of investigation.
Did you see it? Were you there?
No, that particular incident, I was not there.
You didn't follow up to that place?
Okay. Or you were I followed. You see, it was a crowd, and to get to that destination, you have to walk between the police.
Yes. It was a crowd.
No,
so it's difficult for you.
Please don't allege.
I agree with you.
You are not concerned about when the policeman hits the deputy, the minority leader. You are not concerned about it, but you are concerned about when Afenyomarkin beats the policeman. You see how malicious these people are.
Did you see that in the video?
So he said that a police officer assaulted him.
Okay.
You are not referring to that one. You are not referring to that one. You are not concerned. You are not concerned about it. You are not concerned about Afenyomarkin. You see how these people are.
Thank you very much. So the police is having their investigations. Of course, they've written to the Speaker of Parliament to release the minority leader, Honorable Afenyomarkin, for investigation into this matter, because the video circulating seems as though it's only Honorable Afenyomarkin who took action. But from his statement yesterday, he said that he also felt somebody had hit him from the back. That was why the reaction came. Of course, the police will get to the bottom of it. Briefly, 1 minute.
Yeah, so for this Afenyomarkin thing, I think, as the police invites Honorable Afenyomarkin, and we'll also have the policeman interrogated, we shall get to know the outcome of it. But whatever it is, I think from the video we have all seen, in fact, I have seen, I didn't see the policeman hitting Afenyomarkin. No, I didn't see that. I rather saw Afenyomarkin.
From a video, not the video, because there could be other video you haven't seen.
No, that is what I have seen. If you have saying that
there could be other video you haven't seen.
No, that is fine. I'm not running away.
Yes.
I'm talking about what I have seen.
So refer to a video.
You are talking about
this one.
Look, okay. You are talking about what Afenyomarkin said. I am speaking to the video I have seen.
Okay.
And in that video, I rather saw Afenyomarkin beating the policeman. That is just all about it. But I thought that in itself was not good of a leader. You know, the whole minority leader of Ghana's parliament.
Beating is as if he really.
He threw punches.
But it was the way you're saying this is like somebody who imagine, proper beating. It was more like a slap like that, a smack or something. But it's a beating.
It wasn't once.
Exaggeration.
It wasn't twice. I think it was about 3 times. So that couldn't have been unintentional. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was about 3 times. That couldn't have been unintentional. So Afenyomarkin actually threw punches at the policeman. Hey. Maybe let me put it that way. But whatever it is, I say I don't see that to be a mark of a good leader. Because this is the minority leader of Ghana's parliament. People are watching. He was the one who led the demonstration. People were watching all over. To have seen your own leader now throwing blows in the midst of a crowd.
Blows?
You just said he flagged the policeman about 3 times. Is that not what you said?
I didn't say that.
Yes.
You use the word 3. Yes. I didn't use the word 3. So,
Rosalind, I'm saying that in itself is not a mark of a good leader. I didn't expect Afenyomarkin to even touch anybody, neither to talk of a policeman. At least there were other senior officers. If he felt that he was not properly handled, he could have reported the junior officer to them. But he didn't. I think
he did in his communique.
He said he did.
Yes,
is it
in his communique.
Is it after the how do you want me to describe it? Is it the beating or the punch? Is it after or before?
Anyway, let's move on to our next topic.
But just a quick one. He spoke about Galamsey. Rosalind, you see, you have been in power for 8 years, 384 weeks. You couldn't do anything about Galamsey. President Mahama and his team, just in government for 4 months. In fact, tomorrow will be the 4th month. You are already calling on us to change things rapidly overnight. Where do you expect this result?
Why were we?
All right.
I'm
talking about the time. We are fighting it.
Why did Ghanaians vote against us? They voted against us because we did not commit our strength in fighting Galamsey, according to you.
What government is doing.
So, of course, you should do better.
All right. We hear you, gentlemen.
You should do better.
We are just talking about 4 months. Can you say all of a sudden? I think you said all of a sudden.
I'm saying that we voted against because we did not Ghanaians we did not commit our strength in fighting Galamsey.
Okay.
So
you
they
want
voted
to
for
see
you.
it stop
You
before
understand?
months.
So we don't expect you to give us a time that you have the strength to fight against it.
All right.
I should start from the day
gentlemen.
you came
And the way we are fighting it is even more rigorous than your time.
Okay,
that's a fact.
All right, our topic for this morning is not Galamsey though, so it's okay. Let's move on to our next topic, which is the government appointees lose 3 months' salary for those who did not declare their assets. They missed the 31st March deadline, and so they are going to lose 3 months of their salaries. Now, they've been given an extension as well. The extension is that on the is it 7th? So it's actually tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. So by tomorrow, if they don't declare, they will lose their appointment. So already they've lost 3 months' salary. Now they are going to lose the appointment if they do not declare their assets by tomorrow, 7th of May. Wow, this is like John Dramani Mahama is really going to be hard on his appointees at this time, and but is it not a bit too much, Honorable?
I don't think. You see, look at the issue holistically. John Dramani Mahama is bringing hope and confidence to the electorate. Remember that the electorate over the years have complained about the political class, what we do when we are in power. And recent revelations, when we took over from this government, is even worse than every institution. And when they do that, we take the electorate for granted. That is why there was a publication about the fact that the people of this country want coup or something. I think there was Afrobarometer report and so on. People are changing. They feel that the political class of this country have not really helped them. In terms of the management of the scarce resources and their taxes, they feel that no, they've taken them for granted. And it's about time we do something and do it now. It's about time we fight the fight in our homes, in our governance, before it gets to a place where we cannot be able to control. And when that happens, I can bet you my last penny, the people of this country are not going to forgive us. Again, you would realize that when Global Info Analytics did their report, they said that this is the first time government appointees are the least corrupt. This is the first time in the history of this government, the history of this country, that government appointees are least corrupt. And I've been telling my people that because of that confidence the people are beginning to repose, they should maintain it as an Olympic trophy and not let it slip back. In accordance with that, there was therefore the need, and just like the president promised, that he was going to ensure that issues of corruption, squandering public resources at will and so on must start in his home. So how do we do that? The members of his administration, including other members anyway, we're going to look at the law includes members of parliament and so on, and senior public officers, ambassadors, deputy and so on, must declare their resources while you take out the pay. And when you are exiting, you must declare. The essence of it is to check you. When you were coming to power, you have 5 houses. When you were leaving, maybe you have 7 houses. Can your salary and your emoluments be able to build 2 houses and looking at the quality of the house?
So this is to prevent corruption.
To prevent corruption. Now he gave them, and he said it to the hearing of everybody. And he said that, look, those who have taken an appointment from him should declare their assets by March, he gave the date.
Yeah, 31st.
31st March. And as at yesterday that he was launching the code of, this is a comprehensive code of conduct. If you look at it, it's very strict. It's squeezing appointees. And if it is drafted into proper legislation, I think it will do us so well. And as at yesterday, he told us that some people have not yet declared. And as a result, the first sanctions on them was to take away their 3 months. Remember that.
But they already lose 1 month.
1 month.
So now it becomes 4 months.
If you are the one, 4 months salary in your 4 years tenure or less is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
Because if you look at how much political appointees go with everything that comes, it is not easy. By rough calculation, the 4 months is over 200,000.
But how do you know if the assets the person declared are all the person has?
No, that is another thing. There are people, sometimes I ask myself, people who are business people and they are equally politicians, they obviously have more assets. As to whether they will declare, someone tells us that he has 100 houses. Is he going to write that he has 100 houses and so on and so forth? But you see, we must start from somewhere. The code of conduct and the declaration as stipulated by the Constitution is there. But how have we implemented it? Have we, over the time, been so transparent and told the people that have sanctioned my appointees in accordance with this and so on? He has given them up to tomorrow. And I know Ghanaians, our attitude is that when the deadline is coming, to rush. So all the appointees will not want to lose their job. And I believe him, and I know. I keep saying that John Mahama is the only president who is praying to God to get his appointees flout the law, and he would use them as example. He might be laughing with you, he might be joking with you, he can even eat with you, and they say the following day you go and your sack letter. These are the type of leaders that we want to. Leaders who can put pressure on their own appointee. He cited an example of he returning to, you were talking about it, 2 gift cards that were given to him, and then he returned to enter the state and so on. So he's showing the example, he's setting the example. So no any other leader would. People can criticize that, yes, the first violation should have even sacked them. Yeah, but we are moving from one state to the other. It hasn't been done before.
So you're happy about it?
I am happy. I remember the first time it happened was Jerry Rawlings when he was in power. Then the asset declaration issue came, and Kojo Chikata declared an old radio. Radio as his asset. How do you fault Kojo Chikata? Because looking at his lifetime, that could be what he has and so on.
But does it?
But
anyway, honorable.
Moving forward, and politicians are now becoming much more, or political connections are now leading people to more wealth accumulation through some illegal means and so on. It's becoming very clear that the people of this country are not going to sit and allow us to take them for granted.
All right.
The president did the right thing, we support him, and we support the fact that by that we'll be reducing corruption and the illegal acquisition of state resources.
Thank you very much. Bello, do you think this will reduce corruption?
It's supposed to have reduced corruption.
It's supposed to, yeah.
But I think the asset declaration falls under Article 287 of the 1982 Constitution. The question I and many Ghanaians are asking is that, at what time or what period is a public officer supposed to declare his asset? I think it should be 3 months in office. So have we done more than 3 months in office? Have those appointees done more than 3 months in office? If yes, why are we giving them an extra time? What did the Constitution say when somebody violates the asset declaration within a period of 3 months? What legal actions should be meted out? Why are we not following that one than when a new code of conduct is being drafted or is being at least coded by a president to suit or protect his appointee at the expense of what the Constitution says, the legal actions? Because when you look at the Constitution, Article 287, it says that when a public officer refused
to declare
an asset, one, it should be investigated. Then upon the investigation, a legal action should be taken against. What is legal action? Either the person forfeits his job or any other legal action so determined by the court of law should be taken against the person. Why are we not following that one? Then we have come to hear what the president said yesterday. Then we think he is on the strength of fighting corruption by his new code of conduct meted out to his appointee. I think it is not the best. I think it is not the best. I wanted to hear the president yesterday mention that, look, my appointees or public officers who could not declare their asset have forfeited the opportunities given them by default.
Okay, by default?
Yes.
Not to have extended it?
No.
Okay.
And so that would have taken us into a serious business. And any other appointee going forward would have had this as precedence. And it would have served as a great caution. That is what we were expecting the president to have done. Okay. But if you want to cut their salaries, if you want to take their salaries and help other projects and those, it means that you are giving them the strength to do that. At the end, how much do they earn? How much are their salaries? How much are they? So it is just like you cut the yam of a child and then tap him, giving it back to him. And that is not helpful. That is not helpful.
All right, so I just want to read this one for all of us. Oh, the internet is a bit slow. I'll try and get it. Once it comes through, I'll try and get it. So let me come to you. I'll definitely read it out, okay? Please go ahead.
Yeah, so like my brothers rightly said, it is a measure to check political appointees on how they acquire wealth while serving in public office. But I didn't like the drift and the angle my brother took, trying to talk about how, President Mahama should have dealt with the appointees who faulted the 31st deadline. In the past, and this is from the 4th Estate, many ministers under your regime, not less than 19. About 19 of them, didn't declare the assets. What did President Akufo-Addo do? Not even a single man.
Ghanaians voted against us.
No, let me come.
On that score.
I'm talking about...
No, what the law says. What the law says.
Ghanaians voted against us.
That is fine.
So you have to do the right thing.
But we are doing it. So I'm saying that not even a single month, of their 12 months salary was forfeited to even help in anything. President Mahama says, look, I'm taking 3 months of your salary to support the Mahama Cares program. I am going to make sure that the additional month that I ask all my appointees to pledge to support the Mahama Cares program is equally going to absorb. So in total, we are talking about 4 months. This is a measure. Again, he says, if you don't do it by tomorrow, you'll have your appointment revoked. And I think that is good. What do you expect the president to do again? He's making sure that his appointees obey to what the rules and regulations says, what the law says. Apart from that, you touch on the code of conduct. My senior brother talked about the code of conduct. If you look at it carefully, and yesterday when he was reading it out, I think he got to a point where he was talking about you receiving a gift above 20,000 Ghana cedis where you have to declare. Then I was sitting with a friend and my friend laughed and said, oh, then I'll tell the one bringing the gift to bring it in badges or in 2 tranches. Or bring me 10,000. You bring the rest, you see. But I think moving forward, obviously there might be some loopholes somewhere that would need to be tightened. But apart from that, I think President Mahama is doing all that he promised the people of Ghana. If you look at this code of conduct, it's part of the 120 days social contract he signed with us. And we voted him into power. He has just fulfilled it. Added to the rest that he has done, I tell you that, look, we have not seen President Mahama's action yet. He has just started. And I am of the belief that before he leaves government, we will see Ghana really change. We will see a complete reset of Ghana. Not any aspect of Ghana will be left out. And
so these are the cars that President Mahama gave out yesterday.
Very luxurious.
Okay, very luxurious cars.
Luxurious.
And he gave it back to the state.
Yes.
It was a gift to him that he decided to give back to the state.
Yes, and I believe maybe if other presidents... You see, it is an office that comes with a lot of largesse, and everybody knows that. Even if you're a DC, you know what comes with it. There are times that either contractors or businessmen come to say, oh, take this, it is part of my contribution.
To say thank you.
To say thank you. Very good. So I know in the past, probably people might have received gifts, but they did not declare. President Mahama has set the pace. I remember he and Manasseh Azore's issue, remember in the past? Yesterday I saw Manasseh Azore applauding him. You see, this is positive governance, and this is what we expect of a leader. And President Mahama is walking the talk.
Okay.
I think President Mahama's action yesterday was a caution a lesson he learned in the past on the 4th expedition. So declaring or committing those properties into the state's asset or into the hands of the state, I think it's of fear. It's of fear than being so loyal and those kind of things. But that's where we have come to be.
Some past leaders didn't show sincerity.
This is where we have come. So it means there's no record where a president has received a gift. That is what it means. That's what it means because President Mahama received a gift and was exposed. And he has to go back to the state. He has to go to the state. He has to go to the church.
He even said it was.
I am saying that he has to go to the Commission of Human Rights before a determination was made.
No, he was clear.
All right.
I am saying that before.
Okay. All right. Currently,
that he received that at least brought issues. And so he has taken cautions from that one.
So now,
that is it.
Now nobody's supposed to receive a gift. If you receive a gift, if it's money, it shouldn't be more than 20,000. And if it's like a luxurious car and all of that.
No. Before that, his brother, what is the contractor?
Yeah, Ibrahim
Mahama used his plane or his flight, and then travel him to. What was the name? That was a gift.
No,
I'm saying that was a gift. Of course, that was a gift. That was a gift.
So if somebody gives you a ride, it's a gift. If I give you a ride after here, it's a gift. Anyway, let me read a few messages after me. Let me read a few messages. Gentlemen, Gentlemen, hold on. Let me read a few messages on Facebook. Gentlemen, hold on. All right, so Celestina Akurugo Atanga says, good morning to my boss, Jonathan Abdullah. The NPP should stop the hypocrisy. A prima facie has been established and investigations are ongoing. All this are done according to the same constitution they're protesting against. Who then is protesting the judiciary system? It's so shameful to learn people misbehaving in the name of politics. Patrick Alangdi. We are watching from Navrongo. Okay, Patrick, thank you so much. Bawa Zakaria Abdullah, good morning to you and your cherished listeners, especially my boss, comrade Abdullah Salifu, in your studio. Brilliant submissions. The judiciary confidence has gone down according to Ghanaians. Solomon Nyantechi, if any other citizen had done this, they would have been in police cells by now. Oliver was eventually arrested after he stole the keys to a police car, but the case never progressed because the police determined that he had done the right thing. The assault of a police officer by a parliamentary leader is reckless, and I hope that everyone is treated the same way. Sandra Wilson, please ask the MPP man how many months NDC have been in office. Nija Bindodu says what Ghanaians are truly asking for is to clean the judiciary. We can't have a judiciary where an AG will have confidence to condone with a witness to perpetrate perjury. What Ghana needs is a judiciary led by a CJ who understands he or she is there for the right of every citizen. They are fighting for CJ Tokonu because they know in their heart of hearts she is in their bosom. No matter what, she is a goner and nothing will lead to her reinstatement. If government dares to bring Tokonu back, the demonstration for her removal will be bigger than witnessed yesterday. Landlord Mubarak says that good morning to my boss, Abdullah Jonathan Salifu. If JDM will make this country better than your 8 years of nothing JDM term, so be it. So it's not you NPP telling us what will happen. Ghanaians will vote according to their conscience. It's unfortunate the NPP hasn't realized Ghanaians are discerning and see through their lies. These are the same people who lied during the campaign that Mahama said he was going to review free SHS, so it meant cancellation. Mahama is the president now and free SHS is thriving. Good morning. It's scary how the MPP man believes everything he's saying. Okay, I think I read this on WhatsApp. I read Sami Boachi on WhatsApp. Hamza Mohammed Alhaji Hamza Pikfam. Good morning, Roslyn. It is a fact that when it comes to democracy and the rule of law, the NDC is totally different from the NPP. Just 4 months ago, we were told in this country that demonstrators could not demonstrate in front of the Jubilee House because it was a security area. But today, the evidence is clear. Madam, the NPP should know that demonstration does not change the law. The law is the law. You cannot bring people from Kumasi and Central Region to Accra and say you have the numbers. But in all this, Afenyo Markins must be made to know that he's not above the laws of the land. Slapping a police officer in the line of duty is totally understandable. totally understandable, and he must be made, totally ununderstandable, right? That's what you wanted to say. And he must be made to face the loss of the land. President Mahama is only out there to protect the wrongdoing by appointing the right people to the Supreme Court. Honorable Timothy, you are too much, and I salute you this morning. It's from Alhaji Hamza Pig Farm. Bawa Zakaria, Mohammed Bello, are you having some... Charles Awusi saying, what is the man in the black and white say? Double sir, what will he say about CDS who has been promoted above his seniors? Okay, we hear you. All right, so this will be all for this morning. Unfortunately, we can't go on. We have to end here. So I want to say a very big thank you to all my guests who made it this morning. It's been an amazing show, I must say. So a big thank you to you, Honorable Timothy Awanshe-Matabwade, who joined us this morning. I know today there was a double booking. So for those of you who tuned in not too long ago, after I had apologized, I want to apologize again. We were supposed to have had one NDC, one MPP, but there was a miscommunication. So we had two NDC and one MPP. But we've had a good show, haven't we? Yes. So we are sorry.
You got more than you bargained for.
So we are sorry this happened. It won't happen again. It was a miscommunication.
This is how good MPP and how understandable we are.
You are very understandable.
Yes,
that I agree. So thank you so much. Also, Mohammed Bello Drisu. Thank you.
They used to do that to Net 2 and even Gold. Compared to MPP people like
even Newsfile.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much, gentlemen. And Jonathan, thank you so much. Jonathan Salifu also joined us this morning. We are very grateful. So on that note, we'll take a break. And when we come back, did I thank you, Bello? No. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bello. Thank you so much. Mohammed Bello Drisu, he represented the NPP. Thank you once again. I mean,
opposition man.
Yeah, but he had a big heart to take both of you on. Thank you very much.